Hi, I'm Spencer Moore, Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Driver Services, where it's our mission to provide secure driving identity credentials to our customers with excellence and respect. Whether you're starting a new career as a truck driver, renewing your driver's license online, need a credential to travel through airports, or you're a business partner, we can't wait to serve you. In the meantime, stay safe on the road.
Please note that the information provided in this video is based on the Forsyth County School System's pre-trip inspection. Included in this video are annotated corrections and additional tips to prepare for your CDL exam.
CDL pre-trip study guide. Front of the bus. There's no vandalism, and there are no leaks. Amber clearance lights, amber and red lens covers are clean, secure, with no damage. School bus reflective tape is clean, secure, with no damage, and it's not peeling. The windshield has no cracks, chips, or damage. Windshield wipers are not dry rotted or damaged. They are securely mounted. All mirrors are clean and securely mounted with no damage or cracks. Mirror brackets are not damaged and they are secure. Amber turn signals on the fenders and in the headlights. Amber reflectors and clear headlights are all clean, securely mounted, with no damage. The crossing gate is securely mounted with no damage or holes, no air loss. Cables are attached, not broken or damaged. The stop sign is securely mounted with no damage or holes, no air loss. Wires are attached, not broken or damaged. Red lens covers have no damage. Open the hood. The engine compartment on the driver's side. Steering linkage is not twisted or damaged, with no missing cotter pins. Castle nuts and bolts are present. Joints are not worn or cracked. Pitman arm is not damaged. Linkage box is securely mounted with no leaks. Nuts and bolts are present. Power steering fluid is at the proper fluid level. Cap is secure. No leaks. Hoses are not dry rotted. The water pump. The belt has no more than a 1/2 to 3/4 inch play. Push the belt with the pointer. There are no twists or frays, no leaks or damage, and it is securely mounted. The radiator and hoses are connected. There are no leaks, damage, or dry rot. Clamps are present. Explain how to check the oil level. To check it, I would pull the dipstick out, wipe it off, reinsert the dipstick, pull it out, and make sure it is at the proper level. Air compressor. Lines are connected. It is gear driven. There's no damage or leaks, and it is securely mounted. Fuses and breakers. They are secure with no damage. All wires are connected and not broken. Say, I have spare fuses. Shock absorber. Has no leaks or damage. It's securely attached at the top and the bottom. Brake chamber. Mounted securely with no damage. Is not cracked or dented. The clamp is secure with the nut and bolt. Brake lines and hoses have no leaks or damage. The slack adjuster is secure with no damage. The push rod has no more than 1 inch play. It is also secure with no damage. There's no broken or loose parts. Leaf springs are not missing, shifted, cracked, broken, or damaged. Spring mounts are not cracked or broken, and there's no missing nuts and bolts. They are attached at the front and the back of the leaf springs. Clamps, U-bolts, bushings, and brackets have no damage and are secure. The front tire area. The brake drum has no cracks, dents, holes, or welds. Brake pads are not too thin. There's no grease or oil and no debris, no loose or missing bolts. The front tire has no less than 4/32 of an inch tread depth. There are no retreads or recap. The tread wear is even. Run your hand across the top of the tire. The condition of the sidewalls, they have no damage, cuts, or bubbles. Tire and rim are seated with no air loss. The rim has no dents, welds, rust, or damage. Lug nuts are present. They are tight with no rust or rust trails. The hub oil seal has no leaks. The bolts are secure and none are missing or broken. Hub oil grease is at the proper level. I would check the sight glass or pull back the seal to check the level. Valve stem has no damage and the cap is secure. I would check it with a tire pressure gauge. Should be between 90 and 100 psi. There's no leaks. The tire is properly inflated. The engine compartment on the service door side. Windshield washer fluid is at the proper level. The cap is secure with no leaks. Coolant reservoir is at the proper level. The cap is secure. There are no leaks. If it were hot, I would not open. Alternator is securely mounted. The belt has no more than 1/2 to 3/4 inch play. Push the belt with the pointer. There are no twists or frays. Wires have no damage and are connected. You will now close the hood and latch it. Move down the door side of the bus. Amber and red clearance lights are clean, secure, with no damage. Amber and red reflectors are clean, secure, with no damage. Amber right side turn signal is clean, secure, with no damage. Clear outside door light is clean, secure, with no damage. Reflective tape is clean, secure, with no damage, and it is not peeling. Amber lights and lens covers in front of the rear wheel have no damage. Red lights and lens covers behind the rear wheel have no damage. Rear of the bus. Red clearance lights are clean, secure, with no damage. School bus reflective tape is secure, not peeling or damaged. Amber and red lens covers are clean, secure, with no damage. Amber turn signals, red brake lights, clear reverse lights, and red tail lights are clean, secure, with no damage. Reflective tape around the emergency door and the red reflectors are clean, secure, with no damage. Emergency door. Hinges on the door, on the outside and inside, have no damage. Open the door. There are no missing nuts or bolts. The rubber seal around the door and windows has no damage. This prevents carbon monoxide from leaking into the bus. Check all seals. Down the side of the bus. Open the fuel door. The cap is tight, there are no leaks, and no damage. Fuel tank is secure, with no damage and no leaks. The mud flap is secure with no damage. All nuts and bolts are secure. The airbag has no leaks and is mounted properly at the top and the bottom. There are no missing nuts or bolts. The rear tire has no less than 2/32 of an inch tread depth. It may have recaps or retreads, looking for no tread separation. The tread wear is even. Run your hand across the top of the tire. Condition of the sidewalls. They have no damage, cuts, or bubbles. Tire and rim are seated with no air loss. Rim has no dents, welds, rust, or damage. Lug nuts are present. They are tight with no rust or rust trails. Axle seal has no leaks, with bolts secure and none missing or broken. Valve stem has no damage, with the cap secure. I would check it with a tire pressure gauge. Should be between 90 and 100 psi. There are no leaks, and the tire is properly inflated. Under the bus. The floor of the bus has no holes. Cross members have no cracks, welds, dents, or damage. They are securely mounted with nuts and bolts in place. The frame is solid with no welds, dents, cracks, or damage. It runs front to back of the bus. It is securely mounted. Exhaust system has no visible soot or holes. It is connected tightly and mounted securely. The drive shaft is not twisted, cracked, bent, or broken. U-joints are secure and free of foreign objects, have no damage. Spacers. Bud wheel, bud spacing is not bent, rusted, or damaged. It is evenly spaced. There are no obstructions between the tires. The leaf springs are not missing, shifted, cracked, broken, or damaged. Spring mounts are not cracked or broken and have no missing nuts or bolts. Attached at the front and the back of the leaf spring. Clamps, U-bolts, bushings, and brackets have no damage and are secure. The shock absorber has no leaks or damage. It is securely attached at the top and bottom. The brake chamber is mounted securely with no damage. It is not cracked or dented. The clamp is secure with nut and bolt present. Brake lines and hoses have no leaks or damage. The slack adjuster is secure with no damage. The push rod has no more than 1 inch play. The push rod is also secure with no damage. There are no broken or loose parts. The brake drum has no cracks, dents, or holes. Brake pads are not too thin. There's no oil or grease, no debris, no loose or missing bolts. The service entry door. The side mirror is secure with no cracks or damage. Mirror bracket is not damaged. It is secure. DEF door. Acknowledge and say, I have at least 1/8 of a tank of DEF. I will check the gauge inside. The door. The glass is clean with rubber seal not broken or damaged. Hinges on the door. Hinges on door outside and inside have no damage, no missing nuts or bolts. The handrail is secure with no damage. The stairwell is clean with no obstructions. The step treads are not worn or damaged. The step light, clear lens cover is clean, secure with no damage. Inside the bus, safety and emergency equipment. 3 red reflective triangles are secure. Fire extinguisher is fully charged in the green zone and it is secure. The first aid kit and body fluid cleanup kit are secure. Say, I am checking for spare fuses. Turn the ignition switch to run. And say, when I started the bus, the ABS light came on and then went off. It is working properly. Check emergency exits. Point out your front roof hatch. Point out your 4 emergency windows. Point out your rear roof hatch. And say, with the rear roof hatch open, I would check the strobe light. It is secure with no damage. The emergency door buzzer. Open the door and say, I hear the buzzer. The door can be opened from the inside and the outside. Check seats. Top and bottom, kick the post. All are secure with no damage. After checking the seats and post, stop at seat number 1 and check 2 things. Grab the seatbelt with your left hand and say, the seatbelt is secure, the belt is not frayed, torn, or cut, hardware is not damaged, broken, or missing. With your right hand, move the manual door release handle to the normal position. Sit down and buckle up. Say, my seatbelt latches properly, and pull on it. Make sure the bus is in neutral and start the bus engine. Ask for assistance in checking the lights in the front of the bus. Say, clear headlights, low and high beam, amber clearance lights, amber left turn signal, amber right turn signal, amber hazards, amber and reds. Remember, you must say each light you will be checking. Ask the tester to get off the bus and check lights in the front. The lights in the front of the bus. Give hand signals to the tester, pointing to each light. Clear headlights, low beam. Clear headlights, high beam. Amber clearance lights. Amber turn signals, left and right. Amber hazards. Ambers and reds. They will come back to the service door and you will show them the 4 side lights. Say, clear strobe light, amber and red clearance lights, amber right turn signal. You will activate. Clear outside door light. Ask for assistance checking the lights on the back of the bus. Say, red clearance lights, amber and reds, amber turn signals, left and right, amber hazards, red brake lights, clear reverse lights and beeper, red tail lights. Close the service door as the tester walks to the back of the bus. Lights and the back. Red clearance lights, amber and reds, amber turn signals, left and right, amber hazard lights, red brake lights, clear reverse lights and beeper, red tail lights. They will then come back inside the bus. Light indicators. Point out each light to the tester. Headlights and clearance lights you can see in the mirrors. Headlights high beam you can see on the dash. Turn signals, left and right, can be seen on the dash. Hazard lights can be seen on the dash. Amber lights you can see on the panel. Red lights you can see on the panel. Say and point. The step door light, door, crossing gate, and stop sign are working properly. Left side panel. Activate the 2 dome lights. Both are working. Front and back heaters. The strobe light. Explain that you would use it in inclement weather. The personal fan. In front of you. The windshield is not broken, chipped, or cracked. There are no obstructions or decals. Windshield washer fluid. Push the yellow button. The fluid comes out. Windshield wipers are making contact with the windshield. They are secure with no damage and not dry rotted. The right side. Defrosters are working properly. Feel and listen. Sound the horn. It is working. Interior flat student mirror and outside side mirrors and crossover mirrors are clean, securely mounted with no damage. They are properly adjusted. Mirror brackets are not damaged and they are secure. Gauges. Check the front panel gauges. Oil and water are in the normal range and the gauge is working properly. Voltage meter is between 12 and 14 volts. Fuel is at least a half a tank level. DEF is at least 1/8 tank level. Air pressure gauges are between 90 and 120 psi. Air pressure has built to governor cutoff. Now it is time to check the 4 brake systems. Remember, pass. P is for parking brake, A is for air loss, S is for spring brake, S is for service brake. Always place your foot on the service brake between each braking system. Show how you check to make sure the parking brake holds. With your foot on the service brake, you would put the gear shift into drive. Rev the engine to 1200 RPM. The bus should not move. With your foot on the service brake, put the gear shift into reverse. Rev the engine up to 1200 RPM. The bus should not move. Return the gear shift to neutral. Keep your hand on the gear shift to help you remember to rev up the engine until you hear air release from the tanks underneath the bus. You must then say, the air pressure is built up to governor cutoff. Point to air pressure gauge. The air pressure must be built up close to 120 psi. With your foot on the service brake, show air loss. Turn the engine off. Turn the key back to run. Disengage the parking brake. Push it with your hand. Keep your foot on the brake and say, I would hold my foot on the brake for 1 minute, and I have no more than 3 psi loss. Check the spring brake. Pump the brakes down. Say, warning light and buzzer comes on at 60 psi. Continue pumping down, and say, the spring brake pops out below 40 psi. Tell how to check the service brake. While pulling out, I would apply the service brake to make sure my bus does not pull to the right or the left and my brakes are working properly. If you have forgotten anything, you may add it now. Stop, think, look around. This concludes your pre-trip inspection. Start the bus, build up air pressure, and prepare for skills.